Hi everyone. So this is part 4 of the moon journal that I made from the cereal packet. So it's basically just adding some, this isn't going to be my own journal, I'm going to sell this at some point. So I'm just going to add a few little elements to some of the signatures. Obviously I'm going to leave a lot of the pages blank or partly done for the next owner. So I'll just show you where I've got to. So if you watched the other parts, obviously we've done all the front cover now. I've added on the stars I was talking about. I think I started to add them on in part 3. So they're all on now. On there. I don't know if you can see them all that well. So they're on. And then I just thought to finish it off, obviously it's still going to be classed as an unfinished journal for the next person to work on. But I just thought I'd add a few little bits and pieces into it. So I'll just go through what I've added so far. So I thought I'd add in a pocket in there, and then I've added another signature if I can find it. Oh, gluing pages together, that's always fun. There we go. We don't want to do that together, do we? It's as well to go through them really once you've been playing around. I've done a belly band in that one. See, that's like a tuck spot that goes all the way through. Whoops, sorry, I've knocked the camera. It wouldn't be a video if I didn't knock the camera really, would it? And then I've also added some tabs to a couple of the pages. I've put a little charm on that one. And I've added, there's another tab there. And I've added this, I just decorated the back of that page with some of the moon paper. And then I've just added a tuck spot there for ephemera and little journaling cards and things like that. So that's what I've done so far. So I thought I would just add a couple more tabs on. So I've just started cutting one out. This is just the moon paper that I was using to make the pages. So I just printed out some more of it. Some more somewhere. I'll put it somewhere. I've just printed out a bit more to create some of the elements really to go in there. The little features. So I'll do another, I'm sort of randomly using as well gold, and I've got a bit of copper on that one. So I just thought I would make it quite random really. I didn't want to keep it to a certain theme. And then I've put that one in the middle there, that eyelet, and that one at the top. So I'm going to put this one at the bottom. I'm just using the crocodile. I'm going to just pop the hole about there. Don't trap your nail in there like I just did. And then I think I'm going to go with black on that one. Just because this journal in particular is covered in so many different colours. I didn't really want to stick to a particular theme. So just squeeze that there. If you haven't got one of these, they are worth it. They're a bit expensive. I've had this one for a very long time. Probably about 12 years. Where should we put this? So I'm trying to just add little features to each signature. So maybe on that one. Yeah, let's go with that one. So obviously this is just how I've done. I've literally done these 3 tabs completely different. So you do what you want to do. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on each side. Don't even know if I'm in shot there. That's it. Just a bit there and a bit there. I need to clean the top of my glue. And then I want that eyelet to be at the bottom, just so it's random. There. And then, oh, I didn't actually want that tab there, but it's okay, that's fine. That's okay. And then if we put, so I've put a little moon on that charm. So I think I'll put stars on that one. If I can find another little safety pin. So let's go with that. And you could put ribbon on these as well, like ribbon hanging out of them. And then you can obviously label them as well. The tabs. Which way am I going here? What am I doing? Let's put the stars on. Put them on that way. That's it. And then pop that through. And then when the person gets this, they can remove them if they want to. They can move them around. You know, you can use ribbon as well as tabs. You don't need to use paper. You can use anything really. That's the nice thing about junk journaling, is it's really, there's just so many things that you can do and make, and different ways of making things. I did do a little set of journaling cards as well. So again, that was just one of the printed sheets. And then all I've done is actually put the journaling cards on the wrong way around. But that's okay. So you just do that. And then you can write on these cards like that. But that's okay. We can work with that, can't we? So that can go in the pocket. So there's 4 journaling cards there, I think. And then I thought as well, with these nice paper, perhaps just make a couple more journaling cards. And I could actually, this is the other half of that paper. So that could be another tuck spot in on one of the signatures. That looks quite nice there with that. And then whoever gets this in the future, they can decorate that if they want to. They can completely glue something over that if they want, you know, make it your own. I think I will put that corner in there. I think that was meant to be. So that's another little tuck spot. And then we're using up that paper as well that I printed. So I'll just put some glue around the 2 edges. I have to remind myself because I've got a tendency to cover the whole lot with glue. So pop that in like that. And then just make sure that's in position. And then just trim that up. I haven't inked everything in here because not everybody wants to ink everything. So with somebody else in mind, I've kind of left it. And then obviously people, whoever gets it would like, you know, they could, if they want to, they can ink it up if they want. And then that's that. So that's another little tuck spot. So that's a nice place to put bits and pieces in. So now I was thinking with these, perhaps make some more journal cards maybe. Chop them in half. And then put, so if I cut that one in half, because I printed out extra because I wasn't sure if I was going to put another pocket on the front. I was thinking about putting a pocket there, but I quite like it as it is. And then it's up to the person that wants it in the future if they decide to put little pockets and things in. So we'll just have to remember to put things in shot. So if I just put the corners rounded on that one. Let me move the journal out of the way because I don't need that there at the minute. I'm putting corners on it. Let's move that out of the way a second. So it's coming together. I'm just going to do a couple of journal cards and then I think that's about it really for that one. I think then I'll just do a flip through video and then that'll be it for that moon journal. Just trim that up a little bit better. Then you can either, if you've just printed things out onto paper, you could either back them onto card to make a journal card, or so that it's a bit sturdier. Get rid of that. So that's 2 journal cards. I think that they're quite nice. And then if I back those with what have we got there? A bit of this. I can even have a bit of that showing around the edge. That's quite nice. So I'll just glue that to that. If my glue doesn't want to come out now. I keep leaving the lid off, which doesn't help. So I'm just going to cover that completely. They'd make quite nice pockets as well in parts of the journal. It's difficult not to start filling it up really when it's not your own, because you want to leave it, parts of it, blank so the other person can do what they want to do. So this is really just extras. I hope it's been helpful anyway, the different sections that I've shown you and how to make it from start to finish really. So obviously if it's your own, you can just go crazy inside and add whatever you want to add to it. So if I leave about that much gap along the top, I just think that's quite nice all the way around there then. I might start repositioning my camera a little bit because I think I'm probably a bit too close. So I'm just going to do the corners again. That's probably a bit wide at the top, isn't it? Trim that off a bit. I find these corner pieces that I cut out everywhere. So that's that. And I'm not even sure if it'll fit in the journal now as it is. I might have made them too big. Mind you, they can go in sideways into the little tuck spots and things. They don't have to go like that, do they? So that's just popping up a little bit. So we'll just put up a little bit more glue in there. And then you can either leave it as it is, or I quite like to put on little index cards. So I've got these nice colour ones I found. So I just thought if I glue one of them on the back, of each one, I'll just round the corners as well, just to, so it matches in with that. Sorry, I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. So I'll glue that on, and I might just put a little stamp. That should be plenty. Don't think that's going anywhere. So just pop that. I'm just going to pop it kind of centred. And then I'll do the same with the other one. Oh, I've got the corners. I do that a lot. So I'm just using the corner punch again. I like to get the little hoover out when I finish and get all the little corners up. Have to get some more glue. So back round, all around, through the middle, whoops. And again, if it was my own, I'd probably ink all the edges and things, but I actually don't mind it not being inked for a change. So I'll just put that roughly in the middle there, and then I've got some moon stamps, so I've been using the moon phase one there throughout the journal, well, on a couple of things in the journal. So I was thinking there's this little smiley moon. I think I'll just pop him on each one, and then right, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to delete some videos and things to make some storage on my phone, so I'm hoping we can just finish this. I've said this 4 times now, so if I can just get that kind of straight-ish. Yeah, that looks quite cute. So with the journal cards, you can add as much detail or you know, as much as you like, or you can just put index cards straight in, or it really is up to you and what you want to make out of your own journal, really. So I'll just bring the journal back over and pop those cards in and show you, and then look out for the flip through, so I'll do that soon. And then if my phone lets me, so if we put in the journal cards that we've just made, so we've got, where are you? There's another little pocket somewhere. Ah, yeah, so we'll put one on the belly band, like that. That's it, and then we'll put another one further along, because we have got some journal cards in that first signature, so it's nice to just spread them through a little bit. And what did I make up this end? I think it was a, there we go. So that's those into the journal. So that's quite nice, isn't it? So I'll do a flip through, a proper flip through at some point, and then that is the moon journal made from a cereal box complete. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it's helped with your journals. Any questions, pop in comments, I don't mind. Thanks for watching.